Indonesia and Australia will discuss when the postponed visit of President Joko Widodo can be rescheduled. Mr Widodo deferred his trip after a mass protest on the streets of Jakarta when the previous evening turned ugly. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull says he expressed Australia's regret but understood the need for Mr Widodo to remain at home for the time being during a phone call between the pair. Amanda Hodge, Southeast Asia correspondent for the Australian newspaper, says some protesters are likely to remain for days to continue their calls for justice.
The hardcore protesters are waiting around because they want to see Governor Ahok, the governor of Jakarta, charged with blasphemy, and basically they say they won't be happy until he is. The police investigation is happening. He will go in for questioning on Monday. There's clerics here that have said that he did commit blasphemy by contradicting the apparent word of the Quran. And it could be 2 weeks before we know, and I guess what they're doing is hoping that in 2 weeks' time tempers would have calmed a bit. As far as the protest goes, I think they would be hard-pressed to get the same number of people out again, but they do have a very hardcore of a few thousand protesters that are willing to keep this going. And, the government's having to work very hard to keep it under control. There's been negotiations happening all day. And, there's been statements by the police trying to calm tensions and assure the protesters that the legal process is occurring and that, Governor Ahok will in fact be questioned on Monday.